I fucking love it. I love it so much. Female boxer has got her cans out.
You don't even have to have sperm by the sounds.
Maybe your dead body.
I would go insane. Raw dog, the raw dog.
Raw dog. And we won't quit. If you want to get down to what a rort is, it's taken from the man and it's benefiting the people. Guys, welcome back to the news for another week. Gabe, how you doing, mate?
I'm going well, mate. Happy to be back in the studio.
It's always a pleasure. Hey, before we get stuck into the nitty-gritty of what this podcast's about, we've got a surprise, a gift, and it's not for you guys, unfortunately. This is a gift for us.
Which looks fucking awesome.
So we got sent something in the mail this week. And guys, if you ever want to send us gifts, I'm not going to put my address out there or yours, but we'll come up with a PO box or something. If you want to send us shit, we've been sent. I'm going to get you to hold the mic for 2 seconds.
Wait till you see this. Audio listeners will describe it for you, but this thing is fucking awesome. If you're watching on YouTube, get a load of this box. That's some premium packaging.
So this is from the good people, the great people at a company called Soulcat Designs. Now, Soulcat Designs make beautiful stainless steel drink bottles, and for the raging alcoholics out there, which listening to this, I know
could be
there's fucking heaps of them. They also make gorgeous whiskey glasses. Now, these boys sent us a message through the week and said,
"Oh, the Velcro!
It's got Velcro. Look at this shit."
Show them again.
So they've sent us this box. They said, Blue, they've just launched. So this business is brand new. They're two mates from Sydney and Brisbane, and they're out there having a red hot crack. We love here at Daily Blue News. All about it. And they said, fellas, we'd love to send you a couple of products to plug on the podcast. And I said, send them away. So Gabe, this one's for you.
Awesome. And
this one's for me. Now we might just fuck around and open them up for 2 seconds. We can clip around this.
Now they didn't fuck around on the packaging at all, which I fucking respect huge. Look at the size of that thing.
So they've sent down a couple of gorgeous stainless steel water jugs, which if you work on a job site, when the weather gets warm, you're fucking constantly pumping the water, especially if you're hungover and your kidneys don't work properly. So send us a couple of belters.
There's one he is for watching. And look, there's Blues too. He's fucking double the size of me.
I got the big dog.
Yeah.
I said send two different sizes, and I obviously wanted the bigger
just
one.
Just alpha me.
But they do a massive. They've got three different sizes, shitloads of different colours. I've gone for the royal blue, of course.
Well, they had to go blue, didn't we?
Of course. These things look fucking awesome. It's all stainless steel stuff. So Soulcat Designs, they've also got a 10% off sale at the moment. So they're a brand new business. The boys are out there having a red hot crack. So head to soulcatdesigns.com.au. You get 10% off automatically. We don't get a kickback from it. I just get horny about people having a go. So we said we'd give them a plug. Speaking about getting horny, as well as the whiskey bottle, as well as the drink bottles, they also do a magnificent range of whiskey glasses. They've also sent us a couple of them,
which we did speak about on last week's episode.
We're getting hammered for not being whiskey drinks. Look at these gorgeous little wooden boxes that they've come in too.
Mate, shout out to the boys at Soulcat. They've fucking spared no dollar on the packaging of their products.
So they've sent us these gorgeous, as well as the stainless steel drink bottles, these gorgeous whiskey glasses, frosted. There's all sorts of cool stuff going on here. And obviously it would be very inappropriate to not have a drink out of them straight away. We've got a little bit of ice there, don't we?
We do have a little bit of ice.
You want to tip some? I've got grubby mitts, mate, if you want to knock us up a couple of drinks. And so thank you very much, Soulcat Designs. Fucking very, very cool stuff. Check them out, soulcatdesigns.com.au. And they've got a big 10% off for their grand opening sale. So we're going to knock ourselves up a couple of whiskies, kids' whiskies, of course, for the diehard alcoholics out there. This is Sheepdog peanut butter whiskey, which is just for kids, obviously. So anyway, let's get into it. This is leftover grog from a when I was best man at a wedding a little while ago.
Oh, this could go one or two ways. It could be the best podcast we've done to date, or it could be, oi, topping me up a little bit.
You haven't got to drive anywhere.
Yeah, well, that's a great point. That's a great point. What a hot start to the show. We're on the peanut butter whiskeys. Shout out to the guys at Soulcat. Cheers, Blue.
Cheers, mate. Proper Ron Burgundy stuff, this, drinking whiskey and bringing you guys the news. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 5th episode of Daily Blue Weekly. Gabe, talk to me about your week, mate. How you been? What's been happening?
Mate, I've had a pretty slow week considering I had Origin last week. It really kind of like threw me in a spanner drinking on the Wednesday. It kind of felt like it was the weekend and then like I was starting over. And then when it was Saturday, Sunday, I was very like, I didn't do anything and it just kind of felt like the week was still going.
Yeah, the midweek piss up really, really throws you. It really breaks the week up nicely. Though when I used to live in town and we were frequently going out on Wednesday nights, which is student night here in Newcastle, and yeah, when you get drunk on a Wednesday, it really changes your outlook on the week. And then you get to the weekend, you're like, fuck, do I get on the piss again?
Yeah, oh, and I was like, come Sunday, I was ready to, but I was a good boy and I behaved myself.
That's good. Geez, they're nice glasses.
But yeah, this is fucking awesome.
Shout out Soulcat.
But I do have a little bit of news for you, actually.
Talk to me. This program is about the news.
Yeah. I've been in between work. I've been working from home, doing some editing, doing like that, and I just need a little bit more moolah just to tick me over.
Money makes the world go around,
exactly.
mate.
And, you know, before this show takes off, I've got to get my hands dirty.
Inevitably, this will explode and you won't have to work another day again, but until then.
Mm-hmm. And more often than not, you'll ring me when we're talking about the show, and I'll be saying something along the lines of, oh, just having a break. Oh, I'm just having a coffee. Meanwhile, you've just got in the truck after doing a bit of hard yakka.
Yeah,
Is that fair to say?
Hey, no judgment, but you are drinking coffee and playing golf a lot when I ring. Absolutely no judgment. But I am in between jobs. I'm like, what are you up to, mate? And you're like,
I know. I feel guilty answering the phone now because I know you've just busted your ass and you're fucking busy. And you're like, I better give this kind of ring about the show. And I'm just fucking parked up. But a mate of mine has been doing some, I guess, like labour work, doing some gardening and stuff like that. And I spend a lot of time in the house because my work is done in where we are now.
Of course.
And I wouldn't mind getting outside for a little bit of work.
Bit of green thumb.
Exactly. So I've gone to this mob and I've teed up some gardening work, some mowing work when the summer comes around.
Nice.
But also, it's sounding like I'll be doing some dirty house cleanup jobs.
Oh, nice. Oh, like houses that have trashed it.
Yeah.
Maybe your dead body.
Well, probably dead cats.
Oh.
He did warn me, he goes, the cats smell fucking rank and cats will invade a house and then they'll have, they'll have kittens in there, and then you got them kittens fucking other kittens, and there's incest cats.
Nice.
And
that sounds wild.
Well, look, hopefully I can come in with some yarns for the people.
I reckon you will.
And I'm finally getting back into the early mornings because
Yes.
I have the luxury of waking up when I feel like it.
Are you a sleeping guy? What time do you normally rise of the morning?
Well, it's going to be a sleep-in for you, and I don't think I'm going to avoid a spray no matter what I say at this point.
Not from me. Hey,
No, yeah.
I won't spray you.
Yeah.
They might.
For someone with free time who doesn't have a habit of getting up early, I wake up at 7. I get out of bed at 7:30.
That's fine.
I think that's fine.
Mate, if you were sleeping till midday, I'd be like, come on, mate. But 7's, that's early. That's fine.
What about after 9? Is that when you're pushing it?
On a weekday?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Questions could be asked then. But again, everyone's schedule. If you're working in hospo, some people work in hospo.
Great point.
And they'll sleep in, like my partner, when I first met her, she was in hospo. She'd sleep till like 10, 11. But then you're not knocking off work till 2 or 3 in the morning.
It's a whole different, It's
a different schedule, mate. But that's exciting, mate. I'm very excited for you.
6:50 start Friday.
Exciting. That'll be a shock to the system.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not that keen for the early morning.
That's
but
a nice
you
short
probably
week.
Started working by then.
Yeah, I'll be into it. But that's, I'm cut from a different cloth, mate.
Right, mate. That's what they're saying.
So that's good. That's a nice short week to kick you off too. So you'll Friday straight into the weekend, just ease you into it.
And then I'm going back to Sydney
Beautiful.
for my missus' sister's birthday.
Is that this weekend?
Might hit the Cass.
Nice, definitely.
So I'll come back with a yarn there too.
Yes, awesome. Very exciting stuff, mate.
How was your week, mate?
Yeah, good. This week's been great. So I had a weekend off the piss, which literally every single time I do it, and I say the same thing every time, and my week goes the exact same afterwards. I wake up fresh on a Sunday. All my clothes are clean. All the food shopping's done. The fridge is full of food. I feel great. I've like exercised, gone for a swim, and I'm like, damn, this is fucking nice. I'm not in a shitty mood. I haven't had a blue with the missus. I'm like, maybe you should think about getting off the piss. And then like work, everything at work has gone to plan, or like if it hasn't, I've been able to deal with it pretty quickly and easily without getting too upset. And I'm like, this is all related.
It's one of the great trade-offs, isn't it?
It happens every single time.
Yeah.
And I'll link a couple of quiet weekends together. And then like, so this weekend coming up, one of my best mates who lives in Boston is back. He comes home once a year. So it's going to be on.
Rules are rules.
It's going to be on this weekend, and I'm going to be fucked all week next week.
And
but,
you know it, and you just have to accept it.
You make peace with it. But yeah, no, I had a really quiet weekend last weekend. Caught up with Isaac Butterfield. We punched on. No, we didn't. It was his,
I'll clip that.
Yeah. It was his birthday last week, so I had his 30th birthday out at a pub not far from where he lives, and pretty quiet. I wasn't drinking. I had like 2 schooners and slapped it up, and it was awkward. It was sweet. Buzzy's good. Got to see the young fella and Clary, and the great Adam Greentree was there, and all the big names. So no, it was good, mate. And then what else? Oh, I hit myself pretty hard in the testicles at work.
In the testes?
Yeah. So did you ever watch The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob used to step on the rakes?
All the rakes just bang up in the face.
Yeah, so I have a mattock, which is like you dig the ground out to make it level, and I left the mattock not far. And a mattock, the handle of a mattock is pretty much fucking crotch height for someone my height, and I wasn't looking. I turned around and stepped on this thing, and it flicked me straight in the piece. And no one was around.
Oh, damn it.
And I was like laughing, but I was like, oh, and I went right and told the boys, and they're like, suck shit. I was like, yeah.
Fuck, that's something that you would pay to see. Just like straight out of The Simpsons. Like, yeah.
It was one of those ones where like it happened and I looked around straight away. I was like, fuck, did anyone see that? Because it was really funny. Like it hurt, but I was like, and then no one saw it. But
yeah, it was all for nothing. That pain, no one got to enjoy it. No one got to laugh.
That was it. But yeah, no, I've had a really good week, and I do put it down to staying off the piss, but I'm going to have a massive weekend this weekend. So,
so stay tuned for next week.
Next week's obviously going to be completely different. So,
but I do have some little birdies going around, mate. I have some little spies, and I heard that you had a game of footy on the weekend.
Yeah, we played. Yeah, I played footy actually. Sorry, I did. I played footy on Friday night. We played Waratah, fair football team. So I'm playing in the pub comp, the A grade comp, which is just for. Well, it's just for sourcing, really. So it's a drinking team that play footy sometimes. So we played on Friday night against a pretty handy side, the Waratah Mayfield Cheaters. Got a bit of a touch up. We actually pulled it back at the end. It was 40. I think it was 44-28. So we lost by like 16 or whatever. But yeah, they're good football. So and fuck, I was sore. Have got the fucking covered. Fucking.
Yeah, you're busted.
I'm so pale though. I bruise like a peach too. Like I'm covered in fucking in
if
bumps
you didn't work
and
in the
bruises.
sun, you'd be in some serious trouble.
Oh mate, I'm so pale. But yeah, why? What have you? Do you have a photo of me?
No, I don't have a photo, but I do have some information. Give me one tick.
Are people watching me and teasing me from a distance?
Actually, I do have a photo. Shout out to my little birdie who sent this to me. They actually told me to keep him anonymous.
Fucking snitch. Who was it?
He goes, unsure, but Blue possibly head hide on a bloke without the ball.
No, it wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
No.
Would you admit it if it was?
I would.
He said far side of the field with no glass. That's fair.
Yeah.
He also said you scored a meaty.
Also not true.
That's not true. This cunt was watching the wrong game.
Yeah, your spy's an idiot.
Well, is that you?
That is me getting
a little rub up.
My calves did get rubbed out because I was cramping. Yes, because I'm in bad shape. But I didn't head high anyone. I didn't score. So
I need some better sources.
Yeah. But speaking of bad sources, you ready for some news?
Yeah, that's our best segue. Yeah.
Speaking of a bad source, you guys ready to get some news from us? Because that's a bad decision.
Shout out Soulcat.
Shout out Soulcat. A big story that's got a lot of people riled up, Gabe. Hollywood is on strike. The Screen Actors Guild, affectionately known as SAG, not to be confused with the Film Actors Guild.
Also a bit confused with the blokes who went to Farah.
Yeah, exactly. But Hollywood's on strike, and I know a lot of people out there, hardworking people, are like, yes. On the side of the actors, we were like, especially blokes like me.
Of course, early morning, slaving away, label.
And we're just like, you got to get it.
Yeah.
We worry. I worry that they're getting mistreated, the actors and the writers.
Not paid enough. Yeah,
so it's to do with ever since Netflix and all the streaming services have come in, a lot of the screenwriters and actors, they're not getting paid as much, and it's to do with the residual payments, so like royalties on shows that do well. I assume it's because Netflix and stuff own the shows, as opposed to someone writing them and then it getting picked up or whatever. And so Hollywood have just launched in together. You know who the head of the Screen Actors Guild is, who their mouthpiece is?
Danny DeVito?
No, I wish. That would be good. Do you ever watch The Nanny?
I did watch The Nanny.
So Fran Drescher, The Nanny.
That chick.
She's the head of the Screen Actors Guild, which is really funny to see her. Like and we won't quit until we... It's like, yeah, cool.
I was trying to remember the voice.
You could have picked someone else. Clooney.
You can't take her seriously with that voice, can you?
Clooney, somewhat like a, not just dudes, obviously, but like a fucking
Oprah.
Oprah. Yeah. But yeah, I know a lot of people out there will be getting riled up, getting on the side of the actors. It is funny to see actors striking.
Yeah.
I don't know what the if like say the wharfies go on strike, there's no coal ships coming in. Or like the teachers go on strike.
The world stops.
Things happen when people strike.
Yeah.
And I know there'll be no TV shows getting made for a little bit with these guys on strike. Is it a big deal? Like, well, I don't know. What do you reckon? Because I personally don't give a fuck.
No, I'm with you.
I don't care.
But it is a wig out, bro. Like how big the entertainment industry like is, and like when you're in an industry, you kind of realize how much that shit matters.
Yes.
Because these people are fucking getting paid from investors, and then they're getting paid, and then the actors aren't doing the shit. So they're in fucking big trouble. These studios who aren't producing shit.
Yeah.
So in their world, they're fucked. So it actually is kind of a big move. I don't know, but like you said, from like a fucking pleb's point of view, how can you respect that strike?
It's hard, I think, because we've all got the perception of actors, and it's probably not true, but I just like to go with stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like actors, like the prima donnas, they're soft cocks.
Yeah.
They're just, you know what I mean? And the same with like writers. And obviously like, this is coming from a fucking bloke who works with his hands for a living, so it's worth a pinch of salt. But it is just funny to be like, the actors are on strike. Yeah. It's like, who fucking cares? Like, it is funny. And I know I'm probably wrong to say that, but I also don't give a fuck.
That's what I mean. And you just jump on Netflix and it's like, okay, well, I'll just watch Suits, which is already out.
Yeah.
I will just watch something like
There's
that.
tons of stuff already. So, but then I don't know, there could be a knock-on effect. We won't have any new movies for 12 months.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. So that was interesting. I don't know. It is what it is. I hope it goes well for the SAG crew. Fran Drescher is the president. That
is insane to me.
That's hilarious. You got my attention with this next headline because, again, you put it in our show notes and you said, Hong Kongers encouraged to stare at smokers. Now, a Hong Konger for me is someone who smokes bongs.
I've laughed at that too, but that is the actual headline.
So it's not a Hong Konger in the way that I think it is.
No, it is the people of Hong Kong.
Residents, people who reside in Hong Kong.
It is.
So not people who swing off.
What would you call them? Hong Kongians?
Hong Kongites.
Hong Kongites.
Yeah, maybe. Not Hong Kongers. Hong Kongers is like
bongs.
When you're playing the fucking Gatorade saxophone. Yep. You're playing a few tunes
Having
on
a few Hong Kongs.
Yeah, exactly. But go on. What are they doing?
So people in Hong Kong should stare at smokers disapprovingly as part of the efforts to create a tobacco-free city, the territory's health minister has said. So someone up in the ranks there has literally said to the community, hey, if you see someone smoking a dart, just give them daggers. And they will stop doing it.
And that's their plan to get people to stop smoking in the city.
I guess so. Now, I'm not a smoker myself, but I don't think that's the best approach. And I don't really think invading in on people's fucking habits is like, should be encouraged, I guess.
It's a good way to get bashed.
Yeah, exactly.
You look at the wrong guy fucking staring at him smoking.
Yeah, exactly. On a night out, the people who I see smoking durries, I'd just give them a smile and nod. Do your thing, mate.
Try and bludge one off them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny one. I don't know what they think's going to come of that. It's funny. It's harder and harder. Like, even here, if you're, I smoke when I drink, and it is quite hard. A lot of it's hard to find somewhere to have a dart. Like, if you're out at a pub, you've generally got to leave. Like, even smokers areas are pretty few and far between now. You've got to leave the pub and go fucking 5 meters away from the front door.
Some pokie rooms are not that used to be the place to go, and they're not having smokers in there anymore.
Normally I duck out to the smoky pokies and have a lung lolly. But yeah, I don't know if that's going to work for Hong Kong or not. But it is a notoriously clean city. They like huge fines for littering. I've never been, but anyone I know that's been said it's pristine.
Yeah.
So, and obviously smoking's fairly dirty. But yeah, I don't know if I like that one. I think.
Have you ever gotten some dirty looks from smoking? I feel like we don't have a very judgmental culture in Australia, but that's coming from someone who doesn't smoke.
I judge people who vape.
Yeah, you're on the other side of the foot.
I'm on the other side of the fence, and I like to stare at people who vape and be like, you fucking suck. But yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. Hong Kongers.
I just think it's weird for someone actually who has a presence or like in the government or whatever to be like, just fucking give them the look.
Professor Lo Chung Mao, who's the health minister, said someone who lit up in a restaurant would be unlikely to hit back if everyone stared at them. First of all, I'd love to go to the restaurant that you can smoke in.
Good point, actually.
Yeah. We are. I found there's a bar. There's a sneaky little. It's like a sports bar in town here.
Yeah.
That you can smoke inside.
Really?
Which it's sick. It's attached to one of the big new 5-star hotels, and it's the sports bar, and it's very cool. Just the novelty of smoking inside.
Yeah.
They have like the air vents and ashtrays and like tab screens. It's just for fucking dirty old blokes.
Yeah.
But you can smoke inside. It's awesome. And we used to.
I might pick up smoking just for a night, just so I can enjoy that, because you see it on TVs and you're watching all those old shows, people just darring in the mouth the whole time.
Yeah, it's pretty nice novelty. I remember when I lived in Ireland, because it just rained the whole time, and we would have like house parties, and we had like one little area where you could go and smoke out the back, but if it was flogging down rain, you couldn't go in. So it was a pretty old house, and it would just turn into like a Mexican standoff where like we'd all just be sitting there like, fuck, I'm stinging for a dart, and then you'd hear like a lighter go, and one person would start smoking inside, and then we'd all just start smoking inside, and you'd get up in the morning and like the walls would be yellow, and a couple of people had like ashed on the carpet, and you're like, we've got to fucking knock that off.
Yeah.
That's dog shit.
I will admit, smoking inside is fucked.
It's the dirtiest.
It's dirty.
It's dirty, and you know the dirtiest is like old men and women who have just done it forever.
Yeah.
Like you might go to your nan's place, and nan's just been darting inside for fucking 4 decades, and it's fucking dirty.
Yeah.
It stinks. You can smell it everywhere, and you're like, God damn, that's fucking filthy, nan.
Is that the funniest place you've smoked a dart? What about like in bed or something?
Another great one. So the same house. No, well, I haven't, but a fella I lived with. It was a dirty house. It was just party animals. And one morning, woke up and I could smell. It was after a big weekend, and I could smell smoke, like cigarette smoke, and I was like, "Is someone like left one on the carpet, or like what the fuck's going on?" And it was coming from my mate's room, and I've gone like, "Yo," and he goes, "Yeah." I've knocked on the door, and he goes, "Yeah, come in." And I opened the door, and it was the funniest thing. So he's like tucked in bed under his blankets with his sheet up there with a cup of coffee and a dart. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's got the window cracked like over there, and he's just sort of blowing it towards the window, and he goes, I know, boy, I know, I'm a pig.
He would have been fucking in heaven though.
Mate, it looked like the best thing ever. He's in bed, it's all warm and toasty. He's got a cup of coffee and a cig after a big night. I was like, that's disgusting, but also that fucking rules.
But also move over.
Yeah, there was no dirty looks from me there. That looked like fucking heaven. And if I could, I would smoke inside. Like when I'm at house parties and stuff.
We don't promote smoking on this podcast. If you do smoke, do your thing.
Unless Winfield want to get on board, or like Rothmans.
They lift the ban.
Rothmans, or
them.
Yeah, if a cigarette company wants to get on board, I'll take anything. I mean, Soulcat Designs sent us that. If I got one of them full of cigarettes,
hey, we can't plug smoking.
I'm not plugging smoking. I'm just saying if.
Yeah. Oh, that's fucking funny.
So that's what's happening in Hong Kong, guys. A bit of international news for you. In a little bit more local news now, a 51-year-old man who was lost at sea for 3 months with his dog has been found.
Yeah, you guys might have seen this one now. This is pretty big news.
Yeah, so this is crazy. So he was a sailor from Sydney who got washed out to shore. His name was Tim Shattuck.
So did he take off from Australia?
No, he was.
Mexico?
Yeah, so he left from. He was going to Mexico to French Polynesia.
Yes.
But the guy's from Sydney.
Yeah.
So he was on a trip, and he got lost. He fucked it up, and so he was at sea for 3 months eating raw fish. Drinking God knows what
is what they're saying. They're saying he was drinking rainwater.
Definitely drinking his own piss.
We know, bro.
100%, which is fine. You got to survive. And he was out there with his dog, which is just nuts. 3 months. That's full castaway stuff.
That is, yeah.
In the ocean. Nuts. So, yeah, he was in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and he was just fucking floating around.
Bro, I mean, fucking hell. Being out there that long with your dog, look, another couple months, I don't know, it's not like you could cook, right?
Well, they're saying it was a good combination of luck and skill. So the fact that like he just didn't get like swallowed by the ocean, and then he obviously did enough to stay alive. But yeah, he was like eating raw fish.
I would go insane.
Well, that's the big thing. Have you seen that show? It's not on Netflix. It's called Alone.
No.
So they just take there's a series, they do them all over the world, but there's like an American one and I watched the Australian one, but there's like a British one and a Norwegian one, and it's like a franchise kind of thing, but they just plonk say a dozen people in the middle of the wilderness and they give them, no, they're all separate, they're all miles away from each other and just see who can last the longest. And that's the biggest thing, is just like they go mad.
I would go insane,
mate.
So fast, bro.
There's nothing there. I'd be fucking
2 days.
Oh, with no fucking like podcasts, no Daily Blue Weekly to keep you sane. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So this cunt is just him. Having your dog there would be fucking mad.
Well, yeah, I guess it gives you something to interact with.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just you.
Yeah.
I'd fucking, that would be so terrifying in the ocean. But yeah, this guy had his dog. That'd be mad just hanging out with the dog. I actually wouldn't mind that.
On a little boat. Actually, how big was the boat? But anyway, fuck that. That is my nightmare. I get seasick.
Yeah.
So I'm done.
Yeah.
2 days without, I have a fucking very bad habit of checking my phone.
Yeah.
Like,
no phone.
Yeah, no phone. Out in the water. I don't have fucking survival skills to save my life. That might come as a shock to the listeners of this show.
Yeah. No curry pies.
No curry pies. Did you ever do like Boy Scouts or anything? Do you have a lick of fucking hope in this situation?
I'm pretty useless, eh? Especially, I'm useless on land.
Yeah.
Like, and this cunt was out at sea. That's fucking crazy. And drinking your own piss. Well, I've drank my own piss before. So.
Well, haven't we all?
Not out of necessity, but just for party.
Just to make the boys laugh. But there's no one there to entertain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Do you reckon like he kind of, that 2 month kicked over? He hasn't had to do it. He's had a little look at his dog and he started seeing, like, how they say the mermaids from the pirates, they were actually just walruses?
Yeah, like the sirens, yeah.
So it was actually just walruses, but because they were at sea for so long, they lost a plot.
He's gone mad.
And he's started looking at his dog and it started going some long hair and they caught him just in time.
Oh, you thought he might have shagged the dog?
Well, look, that long.
I would have eaten the dog before I would have rooted it.
I was thinking that, but he couldn't cook it. He was eating the fish raw.
Yeah, I mean, you can eat raw dog, I assume. You can eat raw fish.
Raw dog, the raw dog.
Raw dog.
That's the name of the podcast.
Raw dogging. And that's your title this week, guys. And that's how we do it. That's podcast. That is podcasting magic right there. That's just how it happens. Raw dogging.
Shout out to Sheepdog. Shout out to Soulcat.
Shout out to Rothmans and Winfield.
Might be more whiskies at the start of these podcasts.
Beautiful. In other news, a married couple on Reddit have admitted to drinking a crazy amount of booze inadvertently. So this is just on a Reddit forum where people were just talking about how many standard drinks they have through the week. And a couple have sort of chimed in and been like, yeah, we drink 5 bottles of vodka and 12 bottles of wine a week. And obviously the internet's turned on them and gone,
hey?
Guys, what the fuck is wrong with you? So the husband and wife, who they're pretty normal, they've got kids, like they're just in their sort of
teenagers.
They're mid-40s. Husband works full-time. Mrs. works full-time. They're both looking after teenagers.
She was a nurse. I don't remember what he was.
And yeah, she's a nurse. Yeah, and she drinks a bottle of vodka a week and 3 bottles of wine. Right. And the hubby drinks 4 bottles of vodka a week. And they just said it quite innocuously like, oh yeah, that's what I drink. And everyone's gone, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's a lot of piss.
That is a substantial amount of piss. Now, I don't know if there's anything else that you want to dive into before I get into this. Do you know how many standards it is? Do you want to know?
Tell me.
So
is this per person or in total?
It is per person. So a standard 70ml bottle of spirits that is 40% alcohol contains 22 standard drinks according to the Cancer Council, while the 750ml bottle of wine, 9.5% to 13% alcohol, contains 7 to 8 standard drinks.
Okay.
By those numbers, it means the man is consuming more than 100 standard drinks of alcohol per week.
That's crazy.
And the woman is consuming 43 standard drinks.
That's always for me been what separates the men from the pigeons when it comes to loving your piss. Because I love a beer, right?
Yeah.
And I'll go out on the weekend and like do a job at a pub and everything. Yeah. But through the week, I very, very rarely indulge. just because I feel as though I drink enough on the weekend when I do have a crack.
Yep.
I don't need to be having. But I also know blokes who will have half a dozen stubbies every arvo.
Yeah.
And that for me is like, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But that for me is when you love the piss.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Like you're getting like blokes that will have to have a long neck on the way home from work. I'm like, that is cunts who love their piss. Fucking fair play.
Do your thing,
mate. You got to take the edge off somehow, and fair play to you. But that for me, because I'm like, yeah, I like a beer, but I don't like it that much. If I'm drinking, I'm fucking going for it.
I imagine you're similar to me in the fact it's like you want to have a drink with people.
Yeah,
you want it to be a social, fun experience.
Yeah. And but some blokes are just like, nah, I'm having me fucking 4 bottles of vodka.
Yeah.
That's what, and the money.
And vodka.
Yeah.
It's vodka.
Vodka's wild, man.
Fuck that, man.
That's hardcore drinking.
That'll fuck you up the next morning.
Oh, that's when you get like the cirrhosis of the liver. That's fucking hardcore drinking. I remember I was watching a doco. I can't remember what it was, but they were interviewing the mayor of Las Vegas at the time. He drank a bottle of gin every night.
Fucking
and I was like, and to be fair,
you are the mayor of Vegas.
Exactly. Yeah. That's probably a prerequisite for being the mayor of Vegas. You have to be able to do that sort of shit. But yeah, some cunts just love their sauce.
You like gin?
I do gin and tonic.
I put it above vodka.
No, I wouldn't say above vodka, but I like a gin and tonic on occasion. Wouldn't be my go-to, but I love vodka lemon lime bitters. That's what I've been into them lately.
Yeah, voddies.
Not for you?
No, like I'll drink them. Like, push comes to shove, but I'd definitely prefer gin and tonic lime.
Yeah.
If I'm going to get on the spirit side, like the light spirits, I prefer a whiskey.
You're a classy guy.
But my drink of choice is just beer.
Beer.
I think you'd be the same, right? You just enjoy a beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't mind a schooner. Don't mind a schooner at all. It is funny how I had a week off it and I'm just like, I fully feel like Elon Musk. I'm like, I have 1 week off the piss and I'm just like,
You've come to the show early.
Bro, I'm early. I had shit prepared.
Yep. Yeah, you've posted more articles in this week, haven't you?
Mate, making content, like writing content and making content is like 10 times easier when you're not destroying yourself. That's what it makes me take my hat off to guys like Shane Gillis and Bert Kreischer and like big fat party animals who are also professional like comedians or like, because they drink, they hammer the piss, and they also write jokes and perform and like do their craft. That's nuts. But and then also they're not going. That's all they do.
Well, they're probably in the same boat as our Australian friend here.
Yeah,
they probably got the functioning alcoholic about them.
Yeah, you're right. And also like they're not fucking like digging holes for 8 hours a day and then doing it. Yeah. They're just like get up and do it, and then that's it. So
they're probably having a whiskey while they're writing.
Yeah,
or whatever they.
It does get the juices flowing. I do find if I'm at the pub having a schooner,
bro.
I'll get heaps of ideas while I'm drinking, and I'll constantly be like, make it, and then I'll look at them the next day and go, "That's fucking stupid. You're an idiot."
But every now and then, there's a little diamond in the rough there,
mate. That's what it is.
And then you have a podcast.
That's what, and then bang, and then bang. So that's it. And if drinking's a problem for you, fuck, like I don't know, keep drinking.
Get some help.
Get help.
If it's not a problem, enjoy it.
Yeah. This one's a little bit more local news, but it's still, nationwide stuff. A pharmacist is in some deep shit from stealing $300,000 from the taxpayer.
Local news?
Well, it's not local, but it's in Australia.
Yeah.
But, so Felix Yoi Sing Chan, who was a really hard-working pharmacist. He had 3 pharmacies. This gentleman has been falsely submitting patient information to the PBS, the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme, in order to claim rebates from COVID, which I think was designed to help pharmacies and stuff through COVID. They could get a little bit of money back. This guy was putting in the names of people who weren't coming to see him for COVID stuff.
Yes.
And he ended up claiming $300,000. He's been caught, but people are blowing up about it. I think this is just a good old-fashioned rort.
It's just a bloke fucking doing his best to dodge the tax man.
Yeah, well, he's robbed. They paint it as he's robbed from the taxpayer, which he technically has, but it's just a good old-fashioned rort.
Yeah.
It's just the good old-fashioned Aussie rort, and they always say it's only a rort if you're not involved.
That's a great saying.
It's the saying.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking because I was like, there's heaps of good rorts out there. There's a lot of really blokes, that just get up to shit. And if you listen to this and you have any good rorts, not that we themed the newly renamed Daily Blue Dial in, but if you have some good rorts that you would like to send in or, definitely remain anonymous for, send them in because I love a good rort story.
Let me pitch something to you.
Pitch away.
Is this a rort or not a rort?
Well, I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder.
So I've got one for you.
Talk to me.
So actually, much like you, had a sober weekend. Me and the missus went and it was a nice day, one of the days. And I was like, let's go get some chips and gravy and sit in a park. You know, some lovey-dovey shit. Go to this fish and chip shop, get some chips and gravy. No, they don't take card is on the sign. Cash only. And I've gone, well, this is one of the good old-fashioned Rorts. The good old-fashioned, we're not reporting things. Me and the missus get in there because we called up and ordered it. And I'm like, oh, we don't have neither of us had our card. And they're like, oh, no, we take pay ID. So
you can just transfer the money.
So put in their mobile number and transferring money direct into account. Rort or not a Rort?
From them?
Yeah.
I think that's play on.
Yeah?
For me, a Rort is like you're taken from the man. Like it's victimless in a sense. Like a Rort is like this guy. Like he's stealing from the government essentially. Do you know what I mean? Yep. When they write the story, they say, oh, there's taken from the taxpayer. It's like, I mean, yeah, he is. But also he's stealing from the government, which is like Rort on. I reckon.
So, righto.
So like, for example, like your fish and chip shop, they're just doing that not to pay tax.
Yeah.
Rort on.
Yeah, agreed.
Fuck pay. Like you pay enough taxes. They do fuck all with it anyway.
Yep.
Fucking Rort on, I say. And for me, that's the essence of the Rort. If you wanna get down to what a Rort is for me, and again, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Of course.
It's subjective.
Yep.
But if you want to get down to what a Rort is, it's taken from the man. And it's benefiting the people.
I love Rort on.
Rort on.
Rort on is good.
Wild World of Rorts.
All right. So would this be a Rort? And to me, based on what you've described, this is one of the biggest, most recent Rorts. When the flood payments were going out.
Rort on.
Yeah. When people
and I knew a lot of people. A lot of people were getting a touch.
I knew a lot of people. Who were getting a good grand or so.
Yeah. And they should, if they didn't want, they should make it so easy.
Rort on.
Rort on. And if you're out there, same with the drinking problem. If you think you got a rorting problem, just keep right on rorting. Just rort until the wheels fall off. That's what I got mates that used to like cars. They used to like jump on the bonnet of cars so they could write their cars off. And the Bali, one of the great Rorts was the Bali insurance Rorts. Did your mates ever do that?
I don't know this one. No.
So you could go to Bali, right, and like buy your travel insurance when you go, and then say you got robbed, so you could be insured for up to say $2,000.
Yeah.
And then you could just fill out an insurance. You could go to Denpasar police station, give them fucking $100 to do a dodgy police report, and say I got my MacBook stolen, I got my camera stolen, I got my iPhone stolen. Take it to your insurer. I knew plenty of blokes that did this.
Holy shit.
Not me.
No, of course not.
But plenty of blokes that did this. And you could get a dodgy police report for like $100 or whatever, take it to your insurer, and they would just pay you out. Like whatever the value of what the coppers said.
Rort on.
Especially from fucking insurance companies.
Yeah.
Those fucking cunts, rort on.
So what we're saying in a roundabout way is, to get back to the matter at hand, old buddy who was rorting the government, he is doing jail, I think, a year and some.
He is. Yeah, he is. He's in shit.
Free him. Free my man.
Free Felix.
Free Felix. Rort on.
Yeah, rort on. It is funny because and the way these things get tarred in the mainstream media, not here at Daily Blue Weekly, but in the mainstream media, they position it to be like he stole from the taxpayer, but also they set it up like he had nothing and he worked really hard. And ended up with 3 pharmacies.
And he pled guilty.
Yeah. He knew he did the wrong thing, but also like rort on. Rort on. Maybe this is rort on this episode.
I think it has to be at this point. It's taken a turn.
So many themes. Free Felix, rort on. All right, we're heading stateside now for our next story. In-N-Out Burgers have barred employees from wearing COVID masks. Gabe, you brought this one to us now. Have you ever had an In-N-Out burger?
Oh, I haven't. No.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah?
They're only on the West Coast. It's a burger chain. Yes, that's like Vegas, LA, like all that side of the country. It's fucking outstanding. Really cheap, really quick.
Well, when we're in Vegas for the footy, we'll do a review.
I'll treat you. I'll treat you to some In-N-Out after we get up on the tables. But so the five In-N-Out venues have barred their employees from wearing COVID masks to emphasise their smiles.
Yes, which is I'm just surprised that things have taken this turn. Like, actually from mandatory to
banning,
strictly banning.
Yeah.
And if they want to wear them, they have to wear these company approved ones.
Yeah, it's an odd thing to do. I don't go to burger joints to see people smiling at me. It is nice to get a smile from the dude that serves you or lady, but it's not going to make or break my dining experience, particularly at an In-N-Out burger. I'm there for the food.
I want to be in and out.
The clue is in the title.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an interesting one. So where did they do it? What venues was it?
It was, I think, California,
Arizona, Colorado, Nevada, Texas, and Utah.
Yeah.
From August 14th. So that's some big. That's some fucking big venues. There's a lot of in and outs there.
With your work, you probably never had the hassle of having to chuck a mask on, did you?
Yeah, we did, but it was so loosely policed. Yeah, you'd get it talking to once in a while from like a site manager and be like, "We've got to wear them if you don't want to wear them." And everyone would just, the second they'd leave, everyone would be like, "Fuck off, cunt." Just exactly. We're all working outside. Everyone, like a lot of people in construction, you're working outside. You're gonna fucking get it anyway.
Were you essential workers?
Yes. Yeah, fortunately.
Bro,
Yeah.
I was working at a tobacconist and I was essential.
Yeah. It was funny.
Riddle me that.
It's funny what was essential.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we're not into going into
No. More about the masks.
Yeah. We'll get Robert RFK Jr. as our next guest actually to come and talk about the efficacy of vaccines. But
speaking of guests, we've got a group on Facebook. If you're new, join the newsroom. I've recently put a post in there wanting you guys to let us know what guests we should chase up for the show.
Daily Blue Newsroom, and we love hearing from you guys. And yeah, some of you guys had some good suggestions, some fucking weird ones too, but that's what it's for. There's no judgment. It's a judgment-free zone.
Get in on the jokes, post your reviews, tell us we're shit, tell us we're great.
Daily Blue Newsroom on Facebook. This last story's got me a little bit creeped out. A company in the United Kingdom is making lab-grown babies.
Yes, so I was looking for some stories to try and keep us as fresh and as new as possible, and this is what I stumbled across today.
So you're going to actually get some news.
A California startup is trying to make human eggs in a lab with a first-of-its-kind technology that would revolutionize the fertility market. Calling it a market is a very strange, but I guess fair thing.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, but like when you think about it, I guess fair enough. Biotech company aims to accelerate and eventually commercialize the vitro. I'm not reading that. A process that involves making human eggs and sperm in a lab from any cell in a person's body.
That's weird. It all sounds very weird.
Yeah, bro. I heard someone, a mate of mine told me about their mate. They were trying to get pregnant and they went and saw someone. And you can like pick which egg you want to give birth to, and like you can see which eggs have disabilities, which blah blah blah.
Which ones are going to be athletes? Yeah. Which ones are redheads?
Yeah.
Fuck them off straight away. Nope, not touching that one.
Did you know that was a thing?
Yeah, it is kind of going that way. Yeah, I did. I don't know a lot about it, but I know it's going the way of like you can be very selective with your kids. It's nuts.
I'm glad I wasn't around when I was fucking.
Well, we would have been no chance.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I would have been making the cut.
I don't think they would have picked this. No, thank you. We're good.
Would you do that? Would you pick your baby, or do you leave it in God's hands?
God's hands, baby. It's all God's plan. And really, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's very weird. And then some people would like want choice over every aspect of the kid.
Yes.
I'm leaving that up to fucking Almighty.
Yeah.
But it is a weird concept to be like choosing your kid.
Playing
like,
God.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it?
Especially in this case where you're doing it from a random cell in a body. Like you don't even have to have sperm by the sounds.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is insanity.
Yeah, I don't like where it's going.
There are ethical concerns as it means women of any age could have babies. Parents may also want to design their offspring to have certain traits using gene editing tools, giving way to the notion of an assumed perfect child. Hey, just fucking get GTA, get 2K, make a My Player or something.
If that's what you're into.
Yeah, if you want to design a human.
Do career mode on FIFA. Yeah. This is an odd way of doing it, guys. Don't do that way. Guys, that is all for our national and international news this week. We're going to launch into some local headlines now. In Newcastle news this week, the staff at the University of Newcastle have just won their dispute to get a 13% pay rise. Now, from what I can tell, this is going to happen over 3 years, so it's not 13% all at once. But it does make me scratch my head a little bit, Gabe, because I know the Vice Chancellor at the moment of the University of Newcastle is on roughly $850,000 a year.
Well, he must be taking on some extra work.
Yeah, I assume so. It's just nuts. And like, it's funny when like these stories come out because you're like, oh, what the fuck? They're all fucking, and like you see like the Vice Chancellor's on 850 grand and then he's going to get 13%. You're like, what the fuck's this? But it's also for like the lecturers and the other guys who are only on, you know, maybe only on like 200 grand or something a year.
Buggers,
So
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that was a big one this week. But yeah, I don't know. It's fucking, yeah, it's a funny one, eh? Like,
It is weird. I don't know what it would be like to be in one of those jobs. I can't fucking imagine going down that route for the life of me.
The academics.
Yeah.
It is funny. It is like people just become career academics.
Yeah.
Like they'll just go like,
School.
and then the, like bachelor's degree, honours, master's, doctorate, and then they just go straight back into the system and become a full-time academic where they're just teaching at universities.
Insane you never leave that system.
Yeah. And then like, you're not like, it's funny because you don't.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. It's funny. And you think, like, talk about rorting. Universities fucking fair old rort. They're rorting the people. Yeah. they're
Roared off.
Yeah, they roared a lot. They struggled a lot through COVID, I think, because they didn't have the international students, and you realise because they all have to pay. They can't rack up a HEX debt. So if you're a kid coming from like overseas to do a degree, they pay from up front. So if you're doing a $70,000 or $80,000 engineering degree or whatever, you have to pay for that up front. So the unis you can't just rack up your HEX debt and pay it off like us fucking idiots.
Who said you wouldn't learn something on this show?
It's the news, guys. Duh. But yeah, so it's interesting. So the unis like struggled for revenue a lot through COVID because of that, because there was no international students. But yeah, it is funny. So like 13% pay rise. Like fuck, man. Like, but again, I'm not anywhere close enough to it. It's like the actors. I just go, and it's my knee jerk reaction, and probably a lot of people's like, fuck, what are they fucking doing? Like, yeah.
What about the chippies?
What about the fucking scaffies? Where's your 13%?
Well, look, and it's something that pisses me off. Well, in a way, like that when you realise that a university is just a business. So obviously, business is doing well if they're getting those pay rises. You know
business
what I mean?
is booming.
Business is booming.
Business
the
is booming.
education industry.
Yeah, and it is a business. Like, and you've only got to go to Newcastle University at the moment and see the amount of development going on in terms of student accommodation and stuff, which is all money that they make.
It's a great business because if you want a good job, you have to go through my business.
Yeah, and
good job in quotation marks.
Someone on a job site said something to me oddly insightful for a scaffolder's labourer. It was quite a bit. He goes, degrees are kind of funny because they're one of the only like commodities that go up in price but go actually down in value. Because they cost. This guy, I was like, this guy's dumb, and he said that, and I was like, damn, that's fucking. But he said like degrees go up, they cost more every year.
You know what? I think he's got that from Tate.
He's heard that somewhere.
I think Andrew Tate said that.
He heard that from somewhere and then told it to me, and I thought he was a genius. And now I'm telling you guys. But he said to me, he goes, because they cost more because the price of the fees go up every year. But degrees essentially not all
with
degrees.
The power of the internet and the options that people have these days.
And it's not all degrees. Like, it's definitely not all degrees. Like, if you want to be a fucking doctor or an engineer or you need a fucking degree. Yeah. But, like, a dumb cunt like me, I have an arts degree. I went and did a Bachelor of Arts because I thought I needed a degree to fucking do anything. And
media related or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. And then when I worked at the radio and I was like, I could have just done this.
Yeah.
You can learn everything you need to learn at the job. But they get, and then, I've got a fucking $20,000 HEX debt that I'm still paying off. And there's fucking a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
And my degree I hung it over my toilet because I was like, this thing is fucking worthless. In a way, you do learn you learn a couple of good things. Like, did you go to uni?
I did a very short stint. I was doing a bridging course because I didn't get an ATAR. And then I was like, you know what? I should probably try and do something. And because I didn't get an ATAR and I did a bridging course. Then if I waited a year later, I could have just been a mature student. So I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah,
if
you could
still want to go, I can just do it.
Yeah.
And I never went back. I was like, this isn't for me. I want to pursue something else. And I fully believe that you can do things on your own terms.
The age we're in now, you can do it more than ever. We're so lucky. Like,
you would never get a job doing it, but like if you could be fucked and if you had the drive, you could find the information to be a lawyer on the internet.
Yeah.
Like with uni, you get that kind of external pressure, which may push you to do it.
Yeah.
But the information is available
all
to
there.
you if you could be fucked.
Everything's there. It's crazy. But yeah, it is just an industry, isn't it? Yeah. And these guys are getting a lot of money from it. But yeah, the vice chancellor's on fucking nearly $1 million a year, which is just crazy.
Come on the show.
Yeah. Reach out, Vice Chancellor. That'd be a great first guest, the Vice Chancellor of the uni.
Just spray him.
After we just teed off on you.
Give us some business tips.
Fucking rorting cunt. Pretty shitty local Newcastle news actually this week. 48 Watt Street, which is a wedding venue and sort of a function venue on Watt Street, one of the big... our mate Butsy got married there, actually. Isaac Butterfield got married at 48 Watt Street. They've gone into liquidation, and a lot of people that paid to have weddings and events there and functions are going to lose their deposits. It's fucking bullshit. Rorting.
Yeah. I was like, well, where do we stand on that one?
Someone's been rorting. Well, no, because they've taken from the people.
They're not rorting
the right people. The owners of the building have kicked the lease people out who were hosting, who had the lease, the venue hire, because they weren't paying their rent and stuff. And then they'd taken a lot of deposits for weddings and functions and stuff. And those people just aren't going to get their money. And the creditors have come in and said, yeah, we can't pay anyone any money.
That fucking sucks.
It sucks badly.
Yeah.
It sucks really badly. So on the silver lining to it is a lot of wedding vendors, so celebrants, food vendors, musicians, all that sort of stuff. By my understanding, they're a pretty tight-knit community in Newcastle. They have like a big Facebook group, not too dissimilar to the Daily Blue newsroom, which you should join. They have a big like Facebook community, and they all sort of stay in touch and stuft. A lot of those vendors have reached out to people who have been fucked by this and said like, we'll do it, we'll help out.
We'll do it for the same price.
Yeah. Rort. Yeah, so, I mean, there's kind of a silver lining, but that stinks. Especially your wedding. Can you imagine some of the brides?
Because, they're notoriously stressful as fuck.
Can you imagine some of the bridezillas that would be fucking coming out? Like, they're already
and the poor cunts having to deal with them.
They're like 2-3 weeks away. Yeah, and the boys just fucking hitting the whiskey like, fuck.
Oh, yeah, mate. That is... So I was surprised when you put this in the show notes, and I said to my missus, I was like, oh yeah, this is going down. She goes, what street? I went, yeah. She goes, I was just getting my eyelashes done, and one of the girls next to me was getting married there.
Well,
so she hasn't been broken the news yet.
Not anymore. She's not. No. Hopefully this isn't how she hears it. That would be a terrible, terrible way to learn that you're not getting married where you thought.
Imagine someone's actually fired. Oh, they'd have to know by now.
Well, if you're getting... if you're getting your news from this podcast, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
you shouldn't be. But if you are, actually, respect.
Yeah, major respect.
Huge respect. Guys, that's all the local news for this week that I could find.
Yeah. Nice one.
Not a great... in the Knights one, but we'll get to that in sport. Speaking of sport, in sports news this week... Steph Curry hit a hole-in-one. This fucking impressed and annoyed me.
Yeah.
Because it's so sick.
It's so sick.
And we'll watch it together now.
Play. Boy, this is right at it if it gets there. How about that?
Sick.
Look how far he just fucking... You would go off your head.
It just annoys me. Just some blokes get everything.
Yep.
Like it's like Michael Jordan's a gun golfer too, and I suppose like their athlete, like Tom Brady, they all just play heaps of golf in their downtime. Yeah. So they're all sick golfers. It's just like, damn, he can just do everything.
But like Steph Curry's like actually better than some golfers.
Yeah.
Like hitting that shot, it must have been some charity event.
Yeah.
But like,
it would have been like a pro-am kind of thing. Braithen Nass is apparently unbelievable. Justin Timberlake, apparently they're all heaps good golfers.
Yeah, well, we'll have to do a charity golf show for the show one day.
The Daily Blue Pro-Am. Oh. Well, the bloke I own the business with's got his pro card. So before he went into scaffolding, he was an aspiring pro golfer.
Well, he's not allowed to play.
Well, no, he'll be on my team. I'll be driving the cart and drinking stubbies for him. And yeah. But then he obviously went down the career path of being a pro scaffolder, which is much more...
which pays just as well, I hear.
Just a little bit less, but not much. But the lifestyle's better. You do it for the lifestyle.
Bro, so golf is fucking obviously really hard.
Do you play a little bit of golf?
Like I'm very social. Like one of my mates always invites me, and I go when I can. And I like it. I like being out in nature. As someone who spends a lot of time inside, it's an excuse just to be social and like have your mind on something. Keeps me off my phone too.
Anyone I know who plays they get hooked. Like any of the boys that go for hit, they get pretty hooked on it because it's like one of them sports you just can't master.
Yeah.
And it is the social thing too. You go with the boys, you have a couple of beers. I've been on a few golf days, but I'm like so fucking stupid. I can't swing a club.
I like to keep it fun when I play.
I just go for the piss ups. Like if I ever go to a golf day, I'm just there to drink. But yeah, fucking that's freaky stuff from Steph Curry.
In front of so many people, bro. And that is the way he ran. Like he's clearly feeling euphoria, but not enough. Like, he's just done so much cool shit in front of crowds. It's like, cunt, if I hit a hole-in-one in front of that many people, I'd probably cry.
Snap the club over your knee. Like, you'd be layering up Deluxe. Yeah, he's a freak. But he has done some pretty freaky stuff on the big stage before. He's not a stranger to it.
Respect, Steph.
Respect, Steph.
What?
Cut that out. A female boxer has got her cans out after she won a boxing match. This is also pretty funny. We should watch this too.
So you've got an actual video?
I believe so.
Because I tried to, just for research purposes, obviously, I tried to find the video of said.
It might just be a clip of it.
Yeah, and I think it's blurred too.
Yeah. So just for context, she's an OnlyFans star, Daniela Hersley, and it was a DAZN event, which are the guys that host like Jake Paul and all the YouTube boxers and stuff.
Yeah, influencer boxing kind of stuff.
And so it was a bit of foxy boxing, as they call it, two female influencers punching on, and she was awarded the win and then got her tits out.
So you got your money's worth.
We might flash the photo up there.
It's fucking funny because like she's boxing, she's not wearing any makeup, she's like just in all sorts, sweaty, busted, and she's got it like she looks rank.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, like I'm not judging her, but like that's not your best look.
It's pretty much exactly what you'd expect from like that, like a female OnlyFans influencer boxing. Like she won, like you just get your tits out to celebrate.
But you know, influencer boxing's play on in my books. I think it's good for the game, good for the sport of boxing. It's definitely, as someone who's a bit younger than you, I didn't give two fucks about boxing before people like Jake Paul, like KSI, like Logan Paul were getting involved in it, to be honest.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't care. I'm such a casual like combat sports fan.
Me too.
Like Jake Paul's going to fight Nate Diaz very soon. But then you get like they're getting these guys.
I'll watch that.
Yeah, I watch the highlights and usually I don't know.
Yeah, I won't pay for it.
Yeah, it's funny, eh? Like fucking, they're just such fucking flogs.
Bro,
like,
Jake Paul can box, can't
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's an athlete, but like he's just such a fucking lemon. Like, and then I suppose that's the thing. You want to see him get beat. That's why you watch the fights, and they're good at doing it. But like KSI and like they're just fucking cringe, man. Like I listen to these blokes talk before fights, after fights. Logan Paul, like, I'm just like, you fucking suck, cunt. And it's like, it sounds like you're being a hater.
Yeah.
Because like, these guys are millionaires. Like, no, they're just fucking lemons. Like, they're just cringe.
Look, I think they're marketing geniuses.
They are. And you're right. Because then people like me go, like, I want to see this cunt get knocked out.
Yeah.
So you buy the fight.
And now, like, they've got that drink Prime, which is like worth an insane amount in Australia. People are selling them on the black market.
Yeah, well, before I went to a petrol station a little while.
Fucking expensive.
Well, it was 20. It's not now. I've seen it in Woolies and stuff, but it was obviously before the fucking crates were landing, and it was like 20. They were selling bottles of Prime for $20 at a servo. I was like, are fucking cunts buying this? Are people that stupid? They are, obviously.
Yeah. So there's some more good old fashioned rorting going on.
Yeah.
So there's what I'm getting told. I actually bought one the other day because I hadn't had them. I do watch those boys on YouTube. Okay, so I'm like, I have to try one. Went to one of the Easy Marts down there. Pink one ended up being really fucking yummy. $10. But yeah, I'm off and they don't have the fucking what it's worth when it's in the fridge. So when you get to the counter, you're like, well, I'm going to look like a POV cunt.
It's too late to back out.
But it was really good. But what they're saying is these Easy Marts and these other joints that are selling them, they're like getting the American version. Like it doesn't meet Australian health standards. But they're not like caffeine or anything anyway. So I don't know what the story is.
Yeah, I don't know. The kids love it.
Yeah.
You always see kids with them.
It's like the vape. There was like a vape industry in schools and there was like a prime industry in schools.
A bit of fucking rorting going on there.
Good old fashioned rorting.
Young entrepreneurs.
They were the kids who were selling durries turned into the, CEOs of today, didn't they?
There was the kids that would buy like the bulk boxes of like Freddo Frogs and stuff or cans of Coke and then sell them for cheaper than the canteen.
Yep.
That's good shit. Those kids are...
rorting the canteen, I'm all for.
Yeah, that's big business again. You can rort the canteen. That's
Fucking
fine.
oath. That's
fine. That's playing. If you're out there listening to this, you want to rort the canteen, go ahead. It's that time of the podcast where we talk footy, the inevitable footy chat. Your boy is back this week, Trell Mitt.
That's it. The man's back. The king's home. And I couldn't be fucking happier as a South fan.
The Tari Ferrari. Who do the Bunnies play this weekend?
It should be a decent matchup. I think we're favourites. We've got the Bronx.
Oh, that'll be good.
And they got some big ins as well.
Walsh is back and Payne Haas is back too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a nice game of footy to watch.
I'm tipping my boys. obviously, I don't tip against my team, unlike some people.
Where are you coming in your tipping comp?
Well, look, we're not going to talk about that.
We should. It's very relevant. Very relevant to the conversation.
I'm only in a small tipping comp, but assuming we're still going next
Well, I'm in
year,
a big one and I'm coming second.
Yeah.
And I don't tip my team all the time. So,
if ever.
I mean, I tipped them against the Dogs and the Tigers. So, but that's about it.
We'll do that next year when it comes around. We'll have a
We'll do a Daily Blue tipping comp.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do a Daily Blue tipping
Maybe
comp
even a
next year.
super coach. I mean, maybe a prizes and shit. We'll see how
I'll
it's all
fucking
going.
flog the lot of yous.
A few wins.
Oh, I've dropped right. I'm third now. I had a bad week. I got one wrong and everyone else got a perfect round on the weekend.
I got the perfect round.
Yeah,
last weekend.
I got the fucking
Who'd you tip wrong? Dolphins?
Warriors game.
Warriors.
Yeah, I took the fucking.
You don't tip against them when they're in New
at
Zealand,
home.
bruh.
They're not this year.
Nah.
So I'm 4 off the lead now. Fuck.
They're a good team to watch this year too.
Waz-
They're ones you like to see win, aren't they?
The Waz are exciting. Sean Johnson's just signed on for another year. They're getting RTS back next year. It makes you horny.
Yeah.
They are. They're like
They're an easy to love team.
They are, especially after COVID and everything. You fucking go the Waz. Everyone's second team. The Knights play Melbourne this weekend. They haven't beaten the Storm since 2015.
Is that a stat?
That is a statistic. That is your Daily Blues sports stat brought to you by Winfield this week.
So if you take an end from that, is they're due.
They're due.
I might switch me too.
Load up on the Knights this weekend, guys, because they... Yeah, we're playing all right, but I don't even know. I think it's in Melbourne.
I don't think he's get it done against Melbourne, unfortunately.
It is. I'll tell you where it is. Sorry, I should have got that up before I got into it. It's at home. They're playing at Mac Jones with $3.30 outsiders. Fuck.
I don't know. The more I think about it, the boys, nah. I con myself into backing underdogs, and it never fucking worked. But it's just like, you want to be on that side of history if they do win.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
but
you know
also, you got to fucking be realistic. Anyway, that's enough pessimism about the footy.
Who do you think South's going to beat the Broncos?
Where's that at?
I don't
Brisbane
know.
are a different team up at Suncorp too. That's South Sydney home game.
Trell mid back, bro. I really want him to show what he's fucking made of.
They're playing on the Sunshine Coast for some reason, but it's a South's home game. That's random. Yeah, Trell will be firing. Reece Walsh is back though and Payne Haas. I think Brisbane probably win that one. But that's just to spite you, mate.
Yeah, well, of course it is.
Yeah. Guys, that's all our sporting news this week. Thanks for listening. It's that time of the podcast where I eat delicious food and tell you about it. This probably is the only time this will ever happen in Daily Blues Chews history. I've hit the same venue twice. This one was in the name of redemption. You're about to see why. Ladies and gentlemen, Daily Blues Chews.
Daily Blues Chews, we're in Uralla, midway point between Tamworth and Armidale, home of Thunderbolt, the Bushranger. Is that right?
That's all right. Yeah.
Is it Thunderbolt, the Bushranger? Filming, we're here for work. What could possibly be the best pie I've ever laid eyes on? I haven't had a bite yet. Have a go at that.
What are you on top of that?
Serve it with chutney on top. Very unorthodox, but fucking, we're at the Pie Mechanic in Uralla. Let's see. That's a hectic game.
Eyes lit up. Oh.
We're going to be quick because we're going to work. It's a 9.4 for the Pie Mechanic in Uralla. Great stuff.
Have a go of the bastard.
Yeah, you want to see those like stringy bits of meat in there, don't you?
Yeah, it was. So for those of you listening last week, I went to the Pie Mechanic in Uralla, and I was under the pump. I'd had a long drive. I was very fatigued, and I got a toasty. I went to a place called the Pie Mechanic and I ordered a toasty.
And it still held up.
Toasty was unreal.
Yeah.
Coffee was great, but I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, cunt?" Mm-hmm. Fortunately, was back in Uralla the following week. I got a chance to redeem myself here. I got a pie. I also got a sausage roll. It's the fucking that could be the best pie shop in the state. Nay, it could be in the conversation for the country. Best pie I've ever had. That's not overstating it. It was fucking awesome.
Seeing that chutney on the top wigged me out. I didn't know if that was a bit of dead horse. I don't know what you did to
So
it.
they said, do you want... they had some really nice sauce. It was like tomato sauce. So they said, do you want chutney? I said, hit me with a chutney.
I like that.
Fucking epic. Temperature was perfect. Full of meat. The pastry, it was just like that. Those guys are fucking masters of the craft.
I might have missed it. That was a pepper steak.
No, that was just regular pie.
Just
that
a
was just
normal
fucking
with a bit of, oh mate.
Yeah. So they had a big menu of different pies. It was like, just give me the normal one, and they had these sausage rolls, and it was fucking sick. So
were the boys behind you? Were they with you?
they were employees.
Yeah,
yes.
I was gonna say because would you have been game to shoot it without them behind you?
What do you mean film it?
Well, I just mean like I respect you putting it in for the content, just shooting in front of.
Well, I had to do it.
Civilians.
Well, because I was like,
But they weren't civilians.
No, I would have done it if there was just
good.
normal people there. But I was like, this is too good not to film. I wasn't going to film it, and I was like, no, I have to
Mate.
fucking film it.
Good.
So yeah, pie mechanic in Uralla,
9-4.
9-4. That's a fucking monster score. That's up there with Mayfield West as the highest scores I've ever given. So yeah, that's this week's edition of Daily Blue Chews, guys. Check it out. Bit of controversy this week, and we're going to get into it, but the segment formerly known as the Daily Blue Classifieds has been renamed. Classifieds, to me, and I think a lot of people thought it was classified. You had to ring in anonymously. The name came originally from the classified section of the paper, the newspaper.
Staying on brand with the news.
That's all I was trying to do.
Yeah.
We didn't put a lot of thought into it. Then we sat down and went, let's rename it. Let's give it something a little bit more appropriate for what the section is. You guys calling in, giving it to us, just a bit of user interaction. There's been some controversy. Our first caller, let's just get into it anyway, guys. Without further ado, this is this week's edition of the Daily Blue Dial-Ins.
Bluey, Gabe, it is Bradley Bishop calling from the Sunday Service podcast. Now, Bluey, I know that you've made a name for yourself by ripping off these big corporate dogs such as the Batuta Advocate, but I didn't think that you'd stoop to the level to steal from your mates and name this segment the Daily Blue Dial-In when you know damn well that the Disciple Dial-In has already been taken. That name's been in circulation for a very long time. You dogged the podcast a few weeks ago. I think it all starts to make sense now. I think you boys better bring over a case of the Steel City Lager, and we need to get to the bottom of this before you start hearing from some lawyers, boys. So get around it, bring some bevies, and let's fucking go, cunts. Much love.
So Bradley Bishop,
Go listen to the Sunday Service.
him and Taylor Coughtry, two very, very funny Newcastle comedians, host of the Sunday Service podcast, brought it to my attention very, very quickly after I announced that the segment had been renamed. This was a genuine mistake. I did know that the Sunday Service had a dial-in line.
We've both been callers.
I have called
We
it.
both dialed in.
And I thought it was called the Disciple Dial. And I knew that Daily Blue Dial-In was close, but I thought it worked. It's close. I genuinely thought it was called Disciple Dial. And we just went ahead and named this section Daily Blue Dial-In. Bradley, obviously, ropeable. Yeah. Rightly so. Calling me a rip-off merchant, calling me a thief, a scumbag. And in the comedy industry where these boys are too, joke stealing is like the dog of dogs. You are a piece of shit.
One of the deadly sins.
I've essentially stolen a joke.
Well, look, here's where I'll come in to have you back. Does Brad have a case? Absolutely. But he said we'll be hearing from lawyers. Brad, the only thing you've discovered, mate, is the wonder of alliteration.
Yeah.
Daily, dial-in, disciple, dial-in. That's not holding up in court, brother. Everyone knows alliteration sounds good off the tongue.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine in a civil suit, but it's just knowing that they're mad at us. But we are going to go and
we will definitely go over there.
We will come and do your podcast. And if it ends in a punch-up, then so be it. But apologies, it was a genuine mistake.
Loser has to change the name of their segment.
I'm not changing it. It's already been changed once. I'm not fucking changing it again. That is Bradley Bishop.
They're both funny. Go listen to the Sunday Service.
Bluey, Gabe, I know you haven't put out the call for audio yet, but I just need to say the Knights may never lose again.
Oh, hey.
As a confident Knights fan after we beat the Bulldogs and Tigers.
the two notoriously gun teams of the comp.
Yes, we may never lose again.
Well, let's hope he's onto something there.
I hope so.
Gabe, Bluey,
Hey.
I need help. So last night I probably had a bit too much to drink. In the words of the great Gabe Thomas, I was drunk and abbreviated.
I was going to get a rap there.
And I've come home, got up, woke up this morning, went to take a shit, one of the great shits of all time.
Respect.
And I've done the shit, and I've got up to gaze upon my masterpiece, and there's no fucking shit in the toilet. Where the fuck did it go?
Shit.
Where the fuck did it go?
Phantom poo.
The only logical explanation I've come up with is that my goldfish from when I was 11 is coming back to haunt me. So I need help. I think I'm in danger.
That is a great mystery because the post-session poos are not. They're generally not solid.
No.
They're not the ones that disappear. Like sometimes you will do like a nice healthy log that might slip under the system, like slip away, which is like, but the poos that I do anyway after I've been drinking are not those poos.
He didn't say anything about any discolouring in the water.
No.
He just said he's done it. He's described as one of the greats.
Must
so
have
it
been.
must have felt all right coming out.
Yeah. And then it's gone. That's annoying too because you do want to check them out after they come out. You want to have a squiz.
You have a look, don't you?
Yeah.
You have a look. What about this? Are you familiar with a touchdown? In the
Where you hit the water and you're still before you finish kind of thing?
it's like before you've done shit and you've touched the water.
Yes.
Have you ever done one?
Yeah. I got great bowel movements. I'm a very healthy shitter.
I've done a touchdown once and I was like, holy cunt, I'm on. I've done it. I was happy. I was celebrating. I went out and told the boys and all.
It would be a weird feeling, especially if you're hungover and knocking out one of those and then not seeing, like you want to see it.
He's probably gone all the way down the pipes. That's what's happened here.
Probably. But then like it's not there. And you'd be like, what the? You would be confused.
Yeah. Well, so he's either done one of the great touchdowns or his goldfish has consumed his
Or maybe
shit.
never shit at all. Like it was never a poo.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, he's dreaming the whole time.
Yeah, look, Josh, I've been putting this off quite a bit, but I'm really keen to ask you to be the MC to my wedding. You're the funniest cunt I know.
I feel like this guy's winding me up.
But I don't want you to decline me because, like, seriously, you make me complete. I love listening to the podcast. What you're doing, it's fucking excellent. And I've always been a Sick Nights fan. And ever since that night I met you at Polaris, I've been sold on you. But, yeah, if you could be the MC at our wedding, that'd be excellent. Thanks, mate.
So this is just where I just get people just make fun of me now.
Well, so is he full taking the mic? Or have you opened a door and because of the cunt laughing in the background, he's fucked it?
It sounds like they're making fun of me.
Do you know the bloke?
I've met him before, yes. But he didn't name himself, so I'll keep it anonymous. But, yeah, it's funny. It sounds like they're obviously at a pub.
Yeah. So either taking the mic or request pending.
Request pending, if you're serious. I'll just MC people's weddings now. Yeah. I'm going to have to start charging.
Yeah.
The first one will be free.
Good idea, mate.
But I'm going to have to start charging fucking to MC all these weddings.
At the moment, all he charges is a 5-star rating.
That's all it costs you is a share and a 5-star rating on the podcast.
And piss.
And some piss.
Right. Bluey and Gabe. Listen to the 4th episode of the podcast and you're doing a great job so far, except for you, Gabe. You know, I could cop this whole fucking curry pie and even not liking cheese, but now you don't like fucking mushies with your big breakfast? Get fucked.
You actually did track down a big brekkie.
I did, but no, there was no mushies on it. I was all the way over Warners Bay.
So for anyone that's unsure of what we're talking about, we sort of uncovered what we thought was a bit of a conspiracy last week from the cafe industry into, say, wiping the big breakfast off the menu, but then tricking the punters into, say, upgrading to a big breakfast by buying extras and obviously making more money off it. You said that you hadn't seen a big breakfast on a menu for ages. Mm-hmm. You did find one though.
I did, and I'm not completely happy. It was a bit fancy schmancy, and it was also like, just call it a big brekkie. It was called like the ultimate breakfast paddle.
No, just give me a big brekkie. Don't fuck around.
Yeah, and they had chorizo instead of normal sausages. Normal sausage, me and myself.
Yeah. Chorizo's nice, but yeah, there's a time and a place.
And I just want some baked beans, and they had these Mexican ones, which was like off-putting for a breakfast.
So it's a bit of a Spanish themed.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a South American themed with the chorizo and the spicy beans.
It was, but it was still good. It was still good, and I was happy to find it, but, you know, not on the cheaper side and a bit fancy.
Just a traditional big brekkie. It's all we're after.
Find me one.
Reach out, big breakfast.
Boys, Dallas to the Point podcast.
Dallas.
He's back.
The king.
Hope all as well. Loving the potty boys.
Thank you, mate.
I got another one for you this week. Windscreen washer fluid. Are you the type of man that fills it up regularly because you like a clean windscreen? Or do you wait that once a year where the mechanic does it for you? Big questions, boys. Let me know.
Kick us off, mate.
Now, you may be fooled into thinking that because I work with my hands and I'm handy with my car, I am completely fucking useless other than putting a bit of air in it when I drive over a nail. Like if I can put some air in my tyres when I'm getting a flat or whatever, I will wait for the mechanic to do my oil and windscreen wiper fluid.
Oil?
Well, yeah, because I get it serviced. I get the car serviced like every
business.
through work. So I'm useless. Look after the trucks and stuff at work, but with my own car, I'm fucking so lazy and so useless. That's the answer there. So I'm letting the mechanic do that one, brother.
I'm in this. I'll fill up my own oil. I'm fucking slack when it comes to my car. I keep it tidy enough, but like I barely wash my car, to be honest. I wait for it to rain.
Yeah.
Fucking bit of hose, water. I have heard a great hack about the washing fluid though.
Okay.
If you have a bit of water left in it, and you're going to see the mechanics, make sure you get it all out. Because they put this nice soapy stuff in it. So there's one for you playing at home. If you're going to go into the mechanics, make sure you're getting all that water out so they are then obliged to fill it up with the good stuff.
There you go. Little hack there, Gabo.
Bluey, Gabe, how you going?
Good, mate.
Mate, I tell you what, you're lucky you didn't fucking come to Origin with us the other night when I offered you those tickets. I had so many narcotics and so many fucking voddy Red Bulls. I don't know how to recover. I'm still shitting liquid. Any tips on how to sort this fucking gutter mine out or what? Anyway, up the Blues, 1-0.
You 1-0, baby.
That was I'll keep his name anonymous because he just admitted to some heinous stuff. But that gentleman messaged me last Monday and said he had some spare tickets for the Origin. Would I like to go and work? I couldn't get out of work. But it was a very generous offer and I was fucking spewing I couldn't go. It sounds like they had a good time. Looking for some tips to clog himself up after he's got a bit of tap ass from the session. I mean, not that you'd be privy to this one, but cheese is really good.
Is it?
If you can get a heap of cheese in here, some nice cheesy, like a toasty or pizza.
Stay off the milks.
Yeah.
Because milks wait, is he trying to get...
He's trying to clog himself back up. He's got tap ass after he's been on the piss.
So stay away from milk, but get on the cheese.
Oh, yeah, cheese and like dough. So like a pizza for me would be ideal because it's got lots of dough and lots of cheese to clog you up. Clog that tap ass and then give you something solid to fucking shit out. A lot of poo talk.
Yeah.
Rorts and poos. I've got whiskey on the carpet.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Have you got a towel? And we're back. I just knocked some whiskey over on Gabe's rental property. Shout out if the property manager's watching, you can't even see. Back to the dial-ins.
Gabe, Blue, how are you boys? I'm just recovering on the lounge watching the Sunday footy show. Geez, Danica's looking good.
Yes, she's a good sort.
Last night, we went down to the Wallabies versus Argentina, and one of the fellas had a very big night. He got kicked out of the stadium before kickoff. He got a banning notice from Combank Stadium.
That's tough.
A fine from the police, and I had to wake him up inside Parramatta McDonald's.
Oh. It was a
big day
baby.
for, let's just call him the big whoop dog. See you, boys.
Shout out the big whoop dog.
Big whoop dog. I actually know Big Whoop Dog personally. And I got a message after that voice message from anonymous snitch friend. And apparently Big Whoop Dog, once he was picked up, so he got in trouble from the coppers, he got banned. He woke up in the McDonald's at Parramatta. He got collected and he's sent a photo of his ban notice and his fine into the group chat under the heading, I am the real deal. This bloke is a certified fucking maniac on the piss.
Oh,
He's the man.
I got to respect him owning it as well.
He's a great fella.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, lunatic. Sounds like, yeah, shout out the Whoop Dog.
Hey, Bluey and Gabe. I have to do this while I'm taking a shit because I've got kids and I can't do it any other time.
Respect.
Here's a little 5-pack for you where you have to pick the actor in the movies. Hansel. So hot right now.
Zoolander.
Hansel. Whose kid is that? Get this bitches better be using Jimmy's. Fill it up again. It's so good once it hits your lips. Can you feel the tension in the air right now? I know I can. I can feel it down in my plums, getting all swollen with a light bluish hue. You're my boy, Blue.
Do you know those movies?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I think the only one I would have been close on was the Zoolander
I
one.
know them all, so I'll pause them, and you can play along at home too. See if you can identify what movies these are from.
Hey, Bluey and Gabe.
Oops, sorry.
Where you have to pick the actor in the movies. Hansel, so hot right now.
Do you know what that one's from?
Well, you gave it away. It was Zoolander.
Zoolander.
Right?
Hansel. Whose kid is that? Gators bitches better be using Jimmy's.
Do you know what that's from? Whose kid is that? Gators bitches better be wearing Jimmy's.
Oh, giveaway. Step Brothers.
No, it's the other guy. It's the other guys.
I remembered Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Gator. It's not Step Brothers. Fuck.
No, it's the other guys. Great movie.
Fill it up again. It's so good once it hits your lips.
Do you know what that's from? Also Will Ferrell.
No.
Old School.
Old School.
Frank the Tank.
I don't know if I've seen Old School.
Great movie. Check it out. This is great. Thank you, Anonymous Man, too. This is very good.
Can you feel the tension in the air
Also
right
Will
now?
Ferrell.
I know I can. I can feel it down in my plums.
Also Will Ferrell. But it's a TV series, this one.
Oh, actually, I think give me a sec, because I think you've actually said it.
Well, I wanted to use this clip. I wanted to clip a segment of this clip and use it on ours because he says, my young son Gabriel. And I wanted to use that bit. It's Ashley Schaefer. It's Will Ferrell as Ashley Schaefer from Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound, which I haven't seen, but I remembered you saying that.
One of the great TV series.
I'm too young.
Getting all swollen with a light bluish hue. You're my boy, Blue.
And You're My Boy, Blue?
Nah.
That's also from Old School.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to watch Old School.
The idea of this man sitting on his toilet shitting,
You're my boy, Blue.
talking to us into his phone doing Will Ferrell movie quotes is awesome.
I wonder who his favourite actor is.
Hey, I think he could be a Will Ferrell fan. Thank you, sir. That is what the dial-ins are for. While you're hanging a shit, just quoting movies.
Before we go to the next one.
Yes.
Do we have any... So we have a few repeat callers, don't we?
Yes, there are some...
Is there any freshies this week that we've gone past?
I don't know. But also, guys, I think it probably confused people when we called it the classifieds to start with. It doesn't have to be classified. So if you would like to ring up and tell us who you are, tell us where you're calling from. Put some names to this fucking nonsense that you're tossing up.
And by ring up, we mean go over to Daily Blue News Instagram, open up Messenger, press that little microphone, and just give us a piece of your mind.
Send us voice clips. Try. You got to keep them under a minute. I will not play them if they go over a minute. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I say ring up, Gabe is 100% right. Just send us some voice clips on Facebook and Instagram Messenger and put some names to it. Of course, if you want to, if you're talking about...
Give yourself an anonymous name. If you ever wanted to give yourself a nickname, and like in the real world, you'll be getting sprayed for that. But when you're here with Blue and I, we don't know any better...
You can call yourself whatever you want.
Exactly. And we will respect you more for it.
The big whoop dog. That's the kind of stuff I can get around. Yeah. The more creative, the better. Give yourself a nice anonymous nickname if you're talking about drug use or fucking doing the wrong thing. Probably a good idea.
Righto, fellas. Message received. Keep it simple. I get it. All right, Bluey and Gabe, you are fighting each other to the death. Pick your reason why. Whatever fucking reason you want. But you get to bring 2 animals each to the fight. What are you bringing?
I love all these animal fighting scenarios that we keep getting. So it's me versus you. I assume we're fighting over the podcast. Who gets the podcast? Winner takes the podcast. What animals are you bringing with you?
Yeah, all right. So
you get 2 animals.
Let's go 1 each, and we can't use the same animals as each other.
Okay, you go first.
Rhino.
Grizzly. Yeah. You rhino's brown bread. Next.
No way. Rhino's fucking up a grizzly cunt. I will go... Fuck. I just have to go like a giant, like a big fucking silverback. Is that a bad pick?
That's a terrible pick. I'm going to go... I've got a grizzly and we'll go... What about a nice, aggressive saltwater crocodile?
Yeah, but if we're on land, I'll probably got ya.
Nah, I think a grizzly would mince a rhino. I know rhinos have got a spike on their head.
A rhino is way bigger than a bear.
They're not that much bigger than.
And have you seen what they're fucking
made
out of?
They got no claws. They got no teeth.
It's gonna impale it, cunt.
If it gets it, if it misses it, You're like, you're Eminem, you got one shot to get that. He's got one chance to get that grizzly, and if he ballses it up. So what's a full size, what are they, an African rhino, white rhino?
Yeah, well, just the biggest, most aggressive rhino.
You look up how big a bear is, I'll look how big the rhino is.
So you just want you want a grizzly?
Just a big grizzly bear. Don't look up a teddy bear and give me the numbers on a teddy bear.
Average size of grizzly bear.
So your rhino, a typical mature rhino is like 4 foot 3 inches high, which isn't that impressive because they're on all fours, and they weigh around 700 kilos.
Okay, so your grizzly bear is half my rhino in weight.
Yes, but my grizzly bear is got teeth and claws. Your rhino's got a pointy nose.
Look, are you looking at a rhino?
Yeah, they got
Look at what their skin's made out of, cunt. I'm not even convinced a bear could bite that thing.
Yeah, they could. They get attacked by fucking lions all the time.
And they probably fuck them up.
No, they get eaten by them.
Bullshit. A lion is not eating a rhino. Now,
yeah, of course they do.
Now, look, I know last week I was on your side with the bears beating the silverback, but now that it's getting distracted by my rhino, the gorilla has the fucking mobility to get behind it and fucking rip that cunt's head off. And what was your fucking second pick?
I can't remember.
A croc.
Yeah, but a croc would eat it.
Shit pick.
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree. I think a croc could easily eat a chimp.
A chimp is jumping over it, bro.
Then doing what? Crocs have also covered in body armor.
I do respect that.
Yeah.
Much like my rhino, though. And my rhino's just gonna trample your croc. It is so low to the ground.
The grizzlies
it's fucking 700 kilos.
The grizzlies fighting the croc.
Let us know in the comments whose team you got, guys.
I win.
No way. Thanks, Swag.
Nice,
hey, mate, I was just at the 4x4 show down in Sydney. I'm fucking listening to your potty on the way back up to the GC. But, it was at Sydney Olympic Park. Now, I'm not like a local of Sydney or anything, obviously, but, I was down there and every night there's just nothing going on. Like, not even fucking Macca's is open past, 12 o'clock, right? Now, obviously the Origin was there because fucking Gabe was talking about it and shit, but the FIFA was there too. The FIFA, the women's FIFA, and that
goes to show I know I knew.
This is I didn't even know it was on. What's to go with that? They want to go on about women's sport and shit. I didn't even know what was going on. Nothing's fucking open. I couldn't even go to a bar or a pub with more than 2 people in it. I don't know. Just what are your thoughts on that one, mate?
Sydney nightlife, notoriously pretty shit house.
I don't know. Was there a question in there?
Well, what do we think about no one knowing about the women's FIFA and the pubs being dead on? Was he there during the week?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Women's World Cup not been that well promoted, I think, is one of the things there. I don't think it has been.
No, I didn't know about it, to be fair.
Yeah, which is not good because the Matildas are good. As far as women's soccer goes, we're a strong team. So more people should probably know about that. What else? The Sydney nightlife's not that good?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you just have to know the right places and be in the in crowds when you're in Sydney.
I always have a good time when I go to Sydney.
Yeah, well, I'll let you know, mate, how it goes on the weekend. I think you need to go to the cast. I think that's the vibe.
Dave here from NEWY again.
Hello, Dave.
Sunday's my bedsheet cleaning day, but I was so hungover I couldn't be arsed putting my doona cover on. They're fucking pricks of things to put on anyway.
That is
the time.
Yep.
Great take.
So all this week I've slept in a sleeping bag, which I thought was pretty cool. And if you happen to bring home a special lady, she might think it's a cool camping trip with some of the posh bits, but some of the camping dirty bits. Thoughts?
I fucking love it. I love it so much.
Sleeping in a sleeping bag.
So
you can't be fucked.
So he couldn't be fucked changing his seat. So he's just launched a sleeping bag on the bed. I fucking love it.
That is batching.
That is awesome. I'm assuming you're unmarried, Dave.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. He goes, might be cool if you have a lady around. It might be cool. You'd be like, hey, babe. It's like glamping, but at home. That's fucking awesome.
Dave, I think that's my favourite dial-in yet.
That's outstanding. I love the logic. Do you know what? It's probably fucking pretty comfy.
Oh, sleeping bags are pretty. Yeah.
Well, on your bed in a sleeping bag in this chilly weather, that's fucking great, Dave. If we had prizes to give away for the best caller, you'd get it.
My only gripe with it is, hopefully he's got a big size sleeping bag because you can get a bit snug in them.
Yeah.
That would be, but I guess you just get the arms out.
Yeah.
Do like the when the chicks put their towel on. That's how you're sleeping in one of them things, I think.
I love it.
Yeah.
Clip that and use that.
Yeah.
That was fucking good. That was really, really funny.
Thanks, Dave. The Sheilas would love it.
The lady, and I guarantee ladies would love that. Chicks go wild for sleeping bags.
And Dave, a return caller as well. Dave, you're putting up good numbers there for becoming the
repeat offender.
Yeah.
G'day, fellas. Gabe, just wanted to back up old mate from last week. Yeah, pretty fucking piss poor claiming liqueurs as whiskies. But I'm with you on the curried pie. I don't get why everyone's so cut up about the curried pie. I reckon that's the fucking go-to on a cold morning when you're a bit fucking crook from the
Exactly.
piss. Just want to talk to you blokes about gay bangers. A mate of mine just introduced me to Gay Banger Fridays, where you get them songs that get you fucking fired up, ready for the weekend. But if your mates caught you listening to them, they'll probably take the piss out of you. So Bluey, you're about my age. A bit of fucking old school Britney, Gwen Stefani, Madison Avenue, that sort of shit. So yeah, you fucking put them into a playlist, crank them up, and then they think you're taking the piss, so you can get away with listening to them and get fired up into a week.
Love that.
Love that. Huge fan of Gay Bangers. Sunday is the day in my house where I cook my food for the week.
Yep.
So I will quite happily line up a playlist of very controversial songs.
Yep.
And just lose myself. The weekend just gone. My Prerogative by Britney Spears.
Okay.
Cranks. Yeah. And it was a big Kylie Minogue song that I had on too.
I'll do you a favor here. Are you a Spotify listener?
Yes.
So you find one song you like, a gay banger, if you will.
Yep.
Go to My Prerogative.
Yep.
You press those three dots, and you press Go to Radio.
Oh, and it just gives you related stuff.
It's going to give you a playlist of very similar bangers of the times, and you've done yourself one. You don't have to bother setting it up yourself.
So sick. Yeah, it was a bit of Kylie. It wasn't Can't Get You Out of My Head. Baby, when I hold you. It was that Kylie Minogue song. My Prerogative by Britney. And I've got no shame. I'll crank a bit of Backstreet Boys every now and then. No shame.
100%.
No shame at all. Even if we'll be on a session with the fellas and starting to get late in the night, we need a bit of a vibe pickup, I'll happily put that stuff on.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
No judgment. Huge fan of it. Huge fan of it.
So the gay bangers of my era, which may even lead into yours as well, is old Jason Derulo.
Yeah, Derulo's cool.
And shit like that.
Yeah. It's just like real pop stuff, isn't it?
Old pop songs that just I shouldn't be listening to this, but I am.
It's a guilty pleasure almost, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck yeah. What do you make of Nickelback?
Huge fan.
Bro, thank you. I was talking about this. Why did it become such a thing that Nickelback was fucked?
Dude, people hate on Nickelback.
For no reason, bro.
Nickelback rule. Again, you will get shit for saying that. I'm sure people watching and listening to this right now will tee off.
I can't believe it. I think that they've been brainwashed and it's just groupthink.
Fucking, it is. A lot of people say they suck, so people just get on board. Dude, Nickelback fucking rule. I saw they played at the Newcastle Entertainment Centre and that will get taken down.
You can't tell me that doesn't get the juices flowing.
Mate, Nickelback, and they've got heaps of them too. They've got tons of them. They did the Spider-Man soundtrack, Hero. Mate, Nickelback rock. People who say they don't are trying to be cool or lying.
100%, bro.
And you know what? They don't deserve the hate they get. I will happily say I like Nickelback.
That couldn't have been a better response I was looking for.
I will openly say that I like Nickelback. I'm open.
This is how you remind me.
And do you know what? There's a lot of closeted. Exactly. And there's a lot of closeted Nickelback fans out there. People who like them but won't say they like them. Be
We're
yourself.
liberating them.
Yeah. Be yourself. This is a safe place. And I like Nickelback.
I'm not afraid to say it anymore.
I'm Josh Nielsen and I like Nickelback.
I'm Gabe Thomas and I like Nickelback.
It's a safe place, guys.
Nickelback's anonymous.
Dialing in from Perth, WA, committing multiple work-safe violations at work right now.
Fuck yeah.
Under boss's orders, though, so I'm not in trouble. One thing, Gabe, fuck you for not eating cheese. I love fucking a good old cheese and bacon traveller's pie, but honestly, after eating one, it's like stomping on a fucking go-get after it's been left in the sun for a week. It stinks and it comes out fucking hard.
Exactly.
Yeah, so fuck you, Gabe.
Not doing anything for your case there, mate. You made it for me.
Take it easy.
I love the fact that, and this goes for anyone too that's thinking about dialing in, sending us some clips. Do it if you're at work and there's like pressing issue, if there's heavy machinery operating, if there's cranes operating, just do it. This guy's obviously got a.
I was on board before the driving shit.
This guy's obviously got a buzzsaw operating or something in the background that he should be paying attention to, but instead he's sending us clips. Or just do it.
Yeah,
if you got to get them
like
in.
Nike, just do it.
You just do it. It's like when, like, if I, and people who like creative types like musos and stuff say when the inspiration strikes you, you got to write it down. You got to, like, when I get ideas for articles, I try and get the note down straight away because once it's gone, you're not getting it back. That idea. So if you, whatever you're doing, like I said, doesn't matter what's going on around you, just get your voice clips in, just like this gentleman has. What was his second point? He fucking cheese and bacon pies make him shit weird.
Yeah, I think it was just more shit stuff.
Yeah,
which
more shit stuff.
And it stinks bad too.
I mean, that's
I'll lay
probably
on the
most
cheese
poos.
stuff. Cheese just smells bad in general.
You're getting
I'm
peppered
gonna
for the
say
cheese stuff.
Fucking strike four, Gabe. You could not beat a fucking emu in a fight. That is ridiculous statements. You know, Australian history, we went to war with the cunts. Army went to war with them and couldn't fucking beat them, and you're going to go toe-to-toe? Fucking delusional.
So he backs me, at least he backs me on the roo and the cow.
Yeah, but the emus, I think the emus where you lost it. That was the same fella that hammered you last week for everything else.
Yeah. Whoever our anonymous friend is here, I'm looking at your name now. I want you to give yourself a name next week if you're going to spray me.
Yeah, if you guys are calling in repeatedly, give yourself a name. Even if you want to be anonymous, come up with a funny nickname. So
we can address you to the rest of the people listening.
Particularly if you're abusing Gabe. Yeah. I think it's important you put a name to it. Very funny.
I could snap an emu's neck.
Yeah. Well, apparently not. Apparently not.
What's this one on?
Yeah, g'day boys, it's just Wayne from Windale here, mate. Look, I went to the local footy on the weekend, watched the Mighty Eagles take on the Uni Seals, a bit of a grand final rematch. There was a bit of his hossing involved. The bloody captain coach from Windale, I'll tell you what, he's in a bit of strife. He's probably looking at about 12 months. But mate, back in my day, you just have a bit of a punch on the field and you have a schooner after the game, but it just doesn't happen these days. Anyway, boys, I just think the game's gone soft. It just needs to be a bit harder, you know. Just let them throw them and bloody have a beer after the game. It's just not on anymore. Anyway, mate, Bluey, I believe you're playing at 3 p.m. Saturday against the Mighty Eagles, mate. Dudley versus Window. Oh, I can't wait for it, mate. I'm going to live around the corner at South Street, right near the takeaway shop, mate. I'll be walking down there in me pluggers, and don't worry, mate. I'll be on the hill just enjoying myself. Best of luck, boys, anyway. Best of luck, eh? Wayne from Windale signing out. Cheers, boys.
Wayne from Windale.
Wayne from Windale. I want to hear from Wayne again. He sounds like he's calling a race.
We're playing the Dudley Magpies play the Windale Eagles this weekend, so it's a local derby. Obviously, Wayne's going to be there full of piss. It's Windale's Old Boys Day too, so it's going to be colourful. It's going to be very, very. I'm going to be in for a tough time down there. So,
what age do we reckon Wayne's in?
Wayne's old
because agreed that. Anyway, just had 40s to 50s written all over.
To be fair, in Windale, he could be fucking 16 too. They live a tough existence in that part of the world. Wayne, that's awesome, mate.
Yeah, g'day, Bluey, Gabo. Got a question for you, mainly for Gabo. Anyway, Gabo, you're stuck between your mum and your dad, and you can only go one direction to get out of it. It's a matter of life and death, and I mean, like, your cock's in your mum and your dad's dick's in your ass.
Yeah.
Which way are you going to get out of it? You backing up on your dad or you driving your mum?
I love when people laugh at their own jokes.
So do I.
It makes me laugh, honestly. I'll answer if you answer.
Well, no, he addressed it to you.
He said mainly.
He addressed it to you. Check the tape. He addressed it to you. You have to answer. Well, you don't have to answer, but
I'll go back.
You go. Gay.
Oh, boys, I've just knocked off 2.5 weeks in the fucking Pilbara.
Respect.
Working my absolute cunt out.
Good on you, mate.
Cracked me first wild turk.
Gobble, gobble.
Start the journey back to Newcastle at 7 p.m. tonight.
Let's go.
I'm not fucking around. I got bad intentions.
He sounds like a dangerous man, a FIFO worker that just knocked off his swing.
He's had a couple of durries in his time.
Oh yeah, that's a raspy voice.
Yeah.
Hey, huge respect to you. Fucking, there's nothing better. I can't imagine. I know what I feel like after a 5-day week. If you've had a big week, some of those FIFO swings they do like 21 days straight and then come back for a week. Like you'd be ready to go ballistic.
Now I'm going to expose myself here. What's he do?
So he's flying. So he's in the Pilbara, which is out in Western. I think that's Western Australia. The Pilbara.
Mine stuff.
Mines,
is it?
yeah.
Yep,
So it sounds like he's a fly out worker, and he's on his way back. So he just finished his swing. So they do crazy. They do like three weeks on, 1 week off kind of stuff.
My brother, I don't think he's doing that, but he's doing it up in Queensland. I just didn't know the terminology.
Probably similar stuff, yeah. But he's obviously going to deliver some damage this weekend, and fucking good on him. I hope he goes absolutely ape shit.
Respect, brother.
Love to hear that stuff.
I still can't get over the fact that Gabe doesn't like cheese. It makes me shit a river out my butthole, and I still love cheese.
You are getting destroyed on the cheese front.
Cheese and shit is just the dial-ins, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just people that like cheese and have diarrhea. It's basically everyone that rings in.
I'm not eating the fucking cheese.
He's not going to eat it, guys. But respect for everyone that's so passionately defending the dairy.
Nathan from Melbourne here.
Nathan?
I was posed this question by one of the tradesmen when I first started my apprenticeship, and the question is, you're 2 inches inside your grandma, your grandpa's 2 inches inside of you, what are you doing to get out of the situation?
He addressed this one to you, Blue.
What's the... No, he didn't.
Yeah, well...
I don't think he addressed it to anyone in particular. He should have said his tradie
Go
put
play
it to him.
play at the start.
Bluey.
Oh!
You didn't... Shush for a second.
Bluey. Gabe. Nathan from...
Well, I've already answered it.
Well, no, you addressed the one with your parents. You didn't talk about your grandparents. I'd back up on me Pop. I'd have to back up on Pop on that one. What is with you guys? The incest. Fucking sickos. And on that note, that is this week's edition of the Daily Blue Dial-Ins. You guys have got some fucking deep-seated problems, and we love it. It's what the dial-ins are for. Again, I know we already mentioned it. If you want to send in your dial-ins, literally all you have to do is just a voice clip. Send it to me or Gabe on the Instagram DMs, Daily Blue DMs, Gabe Keep Going DMs, or the Daily Blue Facebook page. Literally just a voice clip. Put a name to your filth, guys.
Yeah, give yourself, let it read.
Even if you want to make up a name, if you want a fake name, start putting some names to them for the next week's Daily Blue Dial-In. Start getting them in too.
If not, we'll start giving you names and you won't like them.
Yeah, I can see who sent them to me, so I will just start. No, I would never. I would never. The sanctity of the anonymity of the Daily Blue Dial-Ins, I would never violate that. Guys, that is this week's Daily Blue Dial-Ins, and that is this week's podcast, Gabe. I mean, a lot's happened there. There's a lot to digest. You got anything you want to end the show with, mate?
Mate, I always have so much fun doing these. It's so good just when fucking you come in after work and, you know, it's just been a mundane day and we get to sit on this couch and have a laugh with the listeners of the show.
We've done nearly 2 hours again.
I know. Well, there's a little bit of cutting in this one. We'll see how it goes.
Bit of that's going to get trimmed. It's probably going to be back to about 45 minutes by the time you get done clipping that one. No, it was good. Guys, thank you so much again, as always, for your kind words, your nasty words, your cheese talk, your poo talk, talk about fucking our parents and grandparents, everything. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Shout out Soulcat.
Shout out Soulcat. Shout out Winfield. Shout out fucking
Sheepdog.
Shout out Sheepdog. Shout out Daily Blue Weekly. We'll see you all next week.
See yous.